Alright, so I want to go over things I wish people had told me about vet tech or vet school. And not just told me, but really, really reinforced these things to me. Um, Number one, it's going to be ridiculously difficult. You're going to feel like quitting at least once a week. You're going to feel like crying a lot more than once a week. And you are going to cry. Even if you're a guy, I don't care if you're a guy, you're going to cry at some point um, during school. If you're lucky, you're going to wait until you're home, but it's going to happen. Um, and no, seriously, even if you've been told this before, and no matter how much you prepare for it, it will be harder than what you imagine. Um, on the flip side, it is going to be incredibly rewarding. Uh, it is going to challenge you in ways you never even thought was possible. It's going to challenge everything you even thought of, you knew about yourself. It's going to change your world in sometimes good and bad ways. So in a way to, and also what I wish people had told me is one way to be better prepared for that is not to sacrifice cooking meals and eating well. Don't sacrifice doing some physical activity. You know, if you say, oh no, like I still have a couple of hours of studying to do, I can't go for a walk or I can't go for my workout. Don't do that. That's, you really, really need those things in your life. And you also need your hobbies and things that, get you out of that mindset of studying and worrying and all that. Don't sacrifice your health for it. Your long-term health, both physical and mental, it matters. Don't burn yourself don't burn yourself out for a short-term goal. Um, and I also wish that people had said that a lot of it was going to be interesting, but there was also going to be a lot of things that aren't interesting. Um, because veterinary medicine is just, there's so many different animals and there's so many fields, a lot more than you realize. Just because you got into vet tech school or vet school doesn't mean that you're going to be in love with every single thing that you do. You're still going to have to work hard, not only to do well in it, but to keep yourself stimulated and interested. You're not really going to do a lot of cool stuff your first year out in those schools. It takes a while. You need to get your theory down. You need to get the basics down. And, it's going to be challenging at first because you're going to feel like this isn't what I signed up for and this is not what I want to do. So I guess one of my things that I wish people had told me, or I know that some of my colleagues, they wish they had known, especially in vet tech school, they'd wish that someone had told them just how much work it is. They'd wish that someone had said, no, this isn't a walk in the park. Just because, um, you know, especially with vet tech school, people have this idea that, oh, you're not going to vet school, so it's going to be so much easier. It isn't. Um, it's very, very it's very grueling. There's a lot of classes. You need to learn a lot of uh, different things, both theory and skills, and it is going to take a lot out of you. It's going to ask a hell of a lot more than you think that you can actually give. But that's what, in a way, makes it so worth it. It makes it so important when you do get out of school, when you go out there and you have a job, either as a vet tech or as a vet, you are an integral part of what we call a community vet health. You're part of the care team. So it's something that I wish I had been told more about, is just the amount of time and energy, um, you know, it would take out of me. Um, I don't think it would have changed me going into it, but I might have been more prepared and struggled less, I guess, if I had time to prepare myself for something like that. So yeah, that's just a few things that kind of popped into my head. It's definitely not the only things that I guess I would tell someone who's interested in going into uh, the veterinary medical field, but those are a couple of things I guess that um, definitely uh, need to be said, need to be heard, I guess, for people who are interested. So that's all I have for you for today. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.